Hello and welcome back to the Yolo County Railroad. So, not much has really changed on the layout. I'm just showing a few shots of the staging yard. I added a couple new tracks, mainly back here because I've got Big Boy and my cab forward here. I've also got this gallery bi-level SP bi-level car because I wanted to run some tests later down the road, but right now got a lot of other things on my plate. I got this RDC here, this little coach here, SP baggage car, and another SP coach, SP observation car, solarium, ACL coach, another SP coach, SP box car, SP caboose, UP caboose, UB caboose. Here's a look at the yet to be decorated Jellum Brothers Brewery 57-foot box. Not box car, reefer car. C and EI, Chicago and Eastern Illinois box car here, and Missouri Pacific because hey, they're both owned by the same company. I've got an Engelhard UTLX tank car, another MP box car, and then I've got my SP 06012. It says 77. Don't believe it. It's going to be 1233 at some point. And I found a vendor who does DCC installation. It's DX installs. If you've heard of them, great. If you haven't, what they do is they install DCC decoders for you to but you have to pay at least like $200 for shipping and parts and work and all and labor and all that. So right now it's out of my price range to get this one done. I've got several that I do need to have DC installed, and I will show you those in a few minutes or in a moment. Then I've got this MKT scrap gondola with scrap metal inside. Here's a Sierra Pacific and Western that I picked up at a train show. I've got a GP40-2 that I'm going to turn into a slug unit. Once I figure out how to get the Athearn trucks off, because this is getting a little wonky for me to figure out. I want to remove all the powered aspects of the trucks so I can have it run behind my Elephant Ears GP40-2. So moving on to the next part of the layout, I still don't know what to call this, but it's an integral part of the layout because it transfers trains from the storage yard. And this middle track is the main line, by the way, running all the way back there to the tail track and the siding here. I've got one major spur coming off. Then I've got 3 minor tracks that really aren't attached to anything. It's just used as a way for me to place my trains and have them stored out of the way when I'm not using them. Then I've got a Bachmann re-railer. That will be it stands as a it stands in place for crossing, as well as this one here. I think this one's an older Bachmann. Now without further ado, some more locomotives that need. Oh, by the way, the Elephant Ears needs DCC, as well as my California Northern 504, which is I believe it's an Atlas Trainman gen set I bought off of a friend of mine, as well as California Northern 107, which also needs DCC. My BNSF, my BN locomotive, which I'm going to repaint into Yolo County colors. That's a GP9. And I believe this is, oops. That's what I get for not looking at what I'm taking apart here. I believe this one is, that's a Walther's locomotive. Then I've got a Kato SD40-2, which needs DCC. This 4446 GS-4. I believe it has DCC. I'm not really quite sure. I think it does. I've only tested it once or twice. But it runs on the layout from my last observations. Going along here, this is part of a GP9 project that I'm going to be working on. It probably shouldn't be in the sun like that, but I'm going to move that over here. Whoop. Too many chairs. So this is part of a GP9 project that I wanted to do, and I'm still working on. I've had several attempts at repainting the locomotive, and it just came out wrong. There's too much pooling of paint pooling, and I believe I have that particular unit over here, which I've set out of the way because I've got too much on my hands. Let me tell you one thing though. Yeah, look at the details. Come on, zoom in. Yeah, see that comes from attempts at repainting and stripping, which was unsuccessful. I'll tell you one thing: oven cleaner. Oven cleaner works really well on that, and I'm using this Easy Off stuff here. Easy Off fume-free oven cleaner. It does a really good job at stripping most layers of paint from your locomotives. And I will be repainting other locomotives in the future, but right now I've got other projects. Here's a F unit set that my brother got me for Christmas. This is a, what is it? I think this one's Walther's also. Not too sure. But this one needs DCC. This 45 tonner, which is going to be, I had to strip out the side rods here because it's not prototypical to the locomotive I have in mind. But that has DCC, but I do need a sound decoder for that one. So that's on the list. This locomotive, or this high rail truck, is not DCC. I'm not sure how I'm going to get that to be DCC. Maybe build a unit here, or have them have DX figure that out. But I'm trying to get all my locomotives to have DCC, but that's a very, very difficult problem at the moment. And then I've got this Athearn Blue Box SW1500 SP. It is not DCC. Need it, so add that to the list. Here's my Concord MP15 DC. It has DCC, but it does not have sound, which I would like it to have sound. But that's for another day in the future. But that's not the main highlight of today's update. And I do apologize for not uploading more because I've been extremely busy working on DoorDash and then building my layout. So things kind of got in the way. So now I'm kind of back in the swing of posting more. So the latest update on the layout. Here is the road. Now this is supposed to represent Main Street, East Main Street in Woodland, California. And in real life, that shop area would be on the upper layout or upper level layout, but I'm not going to do that because I want to have more access to my locomotive should they have power failures. So I put that down here. And anyways, what I used for the road is Woodland Scenics Smooth It. The combination of Woodland Scenics Smooth It and some spackle, that pink spackle stuff that you get at the hardware store. And what I did is I had my roads marked out, and you can see the roads are kind of even. Kind of did really well. I bought some spackle because I had some issues here with my crossing, and I wanted to kind of raise this area here from roughly where this yellow cab is, along here, all the way to this end here, and have it kind of slowly and gradually raise up here. I might have to do some more of that at some point, but I'm not going to do that with this layout because I'm done. I'm done doing all that for right now. Smooth It is fun to use, but it's tough stuff. So the road kind of goes like that next to these hopper cars, and what I want to do is have a little maybe gravel area and have some portable chutes or what do you call them? Anyways, it's unloaders, loaders and unloaders, because these cars are loaded and unloaded here on this track, as well as the tank car back there, and then behind the tank car is a gondola that I have in what this area will be as a scrap yard. So, and then it kind of borders on the edge of the layout there, and I have a little seam on this foam here for just that purpose. I'll probably put a fence along here, and then I need to get some paint back here to finish up where the street in the background will be, and then it will kind of taper off in that direction over here. Maybe put a little background image here. I don't know. That's the second time I've done that today. And I have run, what's taken me a long time to get to this video is I had to do a lot of testing on getting the track working. I had to identify power shortage areas, mainly in this area, which I'm still trying to work on because, as you can see, there's still some work to be done. I've tried sandpaper. I've tried where's that little eraser thing? I've tried getting a where did I put it? Try using that track cleaner eraser thing, and it's worked mostly well. But anyways, I did notice after running a couple test trains yesterday, this switch right here has some power issues, because even though it's powered, the track, as soon as the locomotive reaches this point right here, it stops. And then what I have to do is I have to hold down on the switch point so that there's some electric conductivity. So what I may need to do is add a bus wire here, have it run in this hole, come out here, maybe in here. Maybe in here. I'm not sure what to do about that exactly. But anyways, moving on. Oh man, I forgot to clean that up back there. You see, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of work to do. Anyways, I did a track change in the a while back because I noticed Magellan Brothers Brewery back here, where the reefer and the boxcar is. I'm using this trucking company built kit from Walther's because I want that to represent Magellan Brothers Brewery. I will be painting this. The blue will be gray. I'm not sure what color to paint this border, this stuff here. I'm not sure what to paint that yet. And oh, see, yeah, the edge there is kind of wonky. A lot of work, a lot of reworking on that one. I might have to do at some point. But you see, yeah, it's separate. You know what? I'm gonna leave that alone. So I'll paint all the blue panels a flat gray. And I have to order some special. I'll have to order paint. I don't like. I've tried using airbrushes and I've had some issues with getting a uniform or getting the damn thing to work. So guess what? It's to hand painting now. So the track where these two cars are on is Magellan Brothers Brewery, and what the train will do is they'll come in from the main line, which is here. So the main line, so a train will come from the what the hell is the yard? They'll come from the yard there, wrap around the track here, and then once I get the helix reconnected, up to the main, they'll come up to the top level, the upper level, back into the siding. Train will run around, back down the main line, go down the helix, come down the helix, come down the main line spur or main line track here, because all this is industry. Everything back here is industry and the railroad shop. So they'll pull up forward, back into the spur, and then they'll shove a car there, or car two there, and then they'll, if there's anything that needs to be spotted during the day, I have to have that track cleared out, or no, what they'll do is they'll back in here to this track, and they'll have the cars sitting there until at such time that the industry needs to be served. Or if Magellan Brothers Brewery is not in use, or if it's in use already, then they'll add two or three more cars here. And yeah, I know it sounds like a lot, huh? Just a lot of ideas floating around here, but the main idea is to have this working as a potential real life railroad situation here. Taking a little screenshot there. So anyways, they'll back in the train here, and that switch needs to be set for there we go. So I got some Pico switches because I realized I need to do something with I need to add more track space or track storage, because I had to switch. Originally the main line was where this switch is, and this switch was back here, and it caused some problems for me as far as or no, wait, was it here? I forget which. A lot's happened since I've had this layout project in motion. So anyways, they'll back the train into this spur, and if this generic industry, which I don't know, I might have to buy another Walther's kit for this area here behind the box cars. Yeah, see, I had to do some extra taping under here because it's not very stable yet. I might have to figure this out. I do have an extra board back here that I could use. Bad idea. Bad idea. I'm just gonna have to work on. Once I work on the upper level of the layout, um, then everything will be sorted out. I'll have a fully working layout, and I'll have some fun with trains. So this spur here is actually for Jellin Brothers Brewery. This spur, oh no, this spur is for Jellin Brothers Brewery, as well as this one, and then this one is extra storage for. This track is a storage track for the manufacturing plant, generic industry, whatever the hell it's going to be. I have no idea what it's going to be called, but I have a little road here going between the two industries. And then looking at the shop in general, little scrap track pile, little track pieces, wheel sets. These are actually 36-inch wheels, I believe. And then I've got track with joiners, extra track, just for future projects. No idea what to do. No idea yet on what this is going to be. May just end up being part of the upper level siding area. Haven't figured that out yet. So I bought that Pacific Intermountain Express. I keep forgetting the name. Because my mom used to work there, so it's kind of a tribute for her. That's a Peterbilt, and that's a Peterbilt, and as you can see, I can push them around and kind of park them wherever I want. I'll have to buy a forklift at some point down the road so that I can have actual working industry, because the forklifts will probably unload the trucks here and here, kind of unload the trucks in this general area, and then forklift will come across the tracks here, and then go down this road, little side road here, and then down the industry road here. And at the edge of the layout, I might have to just do some Sharpie work around here, because as you can see, it's kind of still exposed. Smooth it. And what paint I used, you may be wondering. I went to Ace, and I bought this Rust-Oleum Ultra Cover. One, it was cheaper, and it was a smaller can. I didn't want a giant paint can in my bedroom. There's still a little bit of paint left. It just needs to be. I'll probably end up using it for touching up some areas. Some more vehicles. I have a Scenic Cruiser and an MCI. Is this a D4500? I believe it's a D45. Yeah, D4500. And then I've got a classic Greyhound bus. That's my Greyhound fleet there. I also have a Prevost, but it's it's supposed to be that. Yeah, you see, it looks more like an M scale bus than an HO scale bus. But I used to work at Greyhound, and that's why I bought these buses. So I've got I know it's gonna look a little wonky. I have to try some forced perspective. Got a New York City cab here, or what is that? Well, that's NYC. What else? I also got 3 more buses up here. I've got 2 New York City old looks and a RTS, but they are not quite HO scale. As you can see, they are a little bit oversized. Maybe they're maybe yeah, that'll do. So apart from that, that's really the overall layout construction update here. Um, I did have other projects going on. As you can see, I've got some epoxy going on there, and I need to put in a lot more, apparently, because this stuff is still tacky after a week or so, 2 weeks almost, and it's still tacky. That's weird. But the next part of the layout will be adding ballast. I've yet to finish doing that. Um, Mostly spread it in this area, and I've already started some experimenting here and here. Not quite here yet. This area won't be entirely ballasted. You know what? Maybe it will. Yeah, see, I've got push pins here. I might have to paint these blue to be blue. I'll turn these into blue flags at some point. And you see that yellow push pin back there. That's to let me know that's where that's where the switch is. I have one blue flag on the tank car here because, as you can see, if I just gently, boop, and I also got several of these Pico track bumpers. I need to figure out how to get them to work properly. I need to see the leg fell off on that one. Yeah, well, that's the layout update for now. I have been having power issues, and I will demonstrate that after I show you what. Oh yeah, I also have this other project, and these other projects here. This caboose is just a work train caboose. It won't do anything. It's not going to be anything special. I'm not going to be painting it, at least not in the future. Mainly, I was going to work on it, but then I noticed this coupler is missing the pocket. It's got one on the end, so I just decided, okay, you know what? This will be my test car here for making sure the layout, making sure the main line, making sure the wheel spacings are correct on the road network here. The next project, though, will not be the caboose. It will be these two gondolas. As you can see, I've taken a bunch of paper clips and I've bent a few of them into proper, almost nearly proper shape of open air gondolas. The railroad that I'm building is based on the Yolo shortline railroad, and it had these exact same length cars. One was a 56-foot gondola, and the other one was a 46-foot. I don't remember the exact dimensions of the car, but they were used as open air gondolas for excursion trains. I see that switch is also wonky, but the cars will roll over them just like that. And I've got one Pico, kind of abused that poor Pico track bumper here where this truck is. As you can see, it's completely painted black from my bonehead move of pouring. What I did was I mistakenly poured smooth it over it and didn't bother to cover it up and clean it off. So when the smooth it dried, I just left it as is. I've got a minute left here on the layout update. So the next phase will be after. I might do some light ballasting in certain areas, like here. I'll probably put a lot of ballast in this area, ballast that track there, kind of have a border between the end of the layout there. I might fill this area in, not quite sure. But in the meantime, while I'm waiting for figuring out ideas, the main line I will add in the near future. Yeah, see, I gotta clean off this stuff here. There's some paint residue on the track there. But I built this foam ramp because I bought a whole bunch of Woodland Scenics risers, and they just did not do it. Just didn't do it for me. There was just no. It wasn't a smooth transition. At first, it was when I first put the original Helix in. It had wood blocks, and then when I bought these Woodland Scenics risers, I had the Helix on top of that. It just looked horrible. It was just completely, all you saw was just the Helix. You didn't see the track work back here. So I bought a Helix kit over there, which I will put back in as soon as I've got this area figured out. As for oh yeah, here's the stupid racer thing. As for scenery, I'm still figuring that out. This little piece here, I wanted to add onto the layout because this corner here just, it looks wonky with a, you know, a little foam, a big foam piece going through and nothing else. So, yeah, you know, these, basically this is a 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch wide foam board. Anyways, the next phase is to add the Helix back in and add, I'm going to have to solder some track up here, and that's why I also bought additional Pico flex track, because I knew in the future I'm going to have to do some more track work. Some tracks are going to have to be replaced, and I'm definitely not going to use certain Atlas, or I believe it's Atlas, or it's this weird flex track here. I don't know what it is, but it's not conducive. There's no holes anywhere. As you can see, there's no, yeah, they say there's no holes. And this is, what is this? I don't know what this track is. Anybody, if anybody knows what this flex track is, please tell me what this is, because I have no idea. And I don't like it because I can't do anything with it. I could probably glue, but I don't want to do that. I really don't like gluing track. I like track nails. I prefer track nails because they are easier to remove. If something happens, you can always adjust it. Whereas if you glue it down, you're going to have a lot of problems down the road. So I've gone over the time limit that I have here, but it's all fun and railroading. So the top, as soon as I get the track on the Helix figured out, my next step will be to work on getting the Helix worked on, getting the upper level finished. But that's not too long in the future, but that's not right. That's not something I'm going to do right now. I do have some issues with this corner here because I've been trying to tape this corner up, and the duct tape is just completely, it's not working. So I need to work on that, work on strengthening the upper level. So it's got a lot of weight on it right now because I need space, workshop space. So while I'm working on the track on the bottom level, the upper level is just non-existent right now. But in the future, this will be a completely operating layout, and that should be within the next couple months or so. I will try not to. I will try to upload more videos in the future and have a more targeted frequency at it. But in the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this video. My name's Stephen Jellum, and this is the Yolo County Railroad.